Hey, Chef Ro here. Today I'm going to show you the different measuring tools that you'll find in a kitchen and when you should use each one. The first tool is a kitchen scale. Now if you don't know how to use this, I do have a video on that as well, and when to use this. Generally speaking, you'll find this in either bake shops because this is most effective in baked goods where precision really matters. Or in very large scale operations where you need 1.5 pounds of a vegetable that's chopped, or 2 pounds of flour to do something with. That's when you'll find the scales the most often. This is the most accurate, and it can be used with dry, liquid, doesn't matter. Scale works for both. The next thing here is a liquid measuring cup. Basically, the rule of thumb is if you can pour it, it goes into this kind of cup. If you scoop it, this is the wrong kind of cup. When you measure with this, it's very important that you get all the way down to eye level with it to make sure that your reading is accurate. If you look from this angle, for example, it shows, if I was to read it from here, I would think that there's almost a full tablespoon more liquid than there actually is. You only want to use this kind of measuring cup for liquids. I'm going to show you why. So there's 1/4 of a cup of liquid in this cup. And this is a dry measuring cup that is also 1/4 of a cup. And what you'll see is that it doesn't come all the way to the top. They are different. You cannot interchange them. This is for liquids only. You shouldn't be using this for anything dry because your measurements are not going to be accurate either. And you should not be using liquids in any kind of measuring cup except for this one. This is a dry measuring cup. You use this for anything that you can scoop. Now this will include things like peanut butter, mayonnaise, but also dry goods, sugar, flour, things like that. So if you can scoop it, you use this one. If you can pour it, not this one. Here I have a set of measuring spoons. These can be used interchangeably. Liquid, dry, doesn't really matter. It's for things that you're going to use very small amounts of. Things like extracts, baking soda, salt. You're almost never going to have more than like a tablespoon of baking soda, baking powder, salt, unless you're doing a brine, right? Things that you need in small quantities are always going to be spoons. And again, liquid, dry doesn't really matter with spoons because it's such a small quantity that the difference is negligible. All of these measuring tools come in a variety of materials. You can find them in plastic, you can find them in metals, various metals. You can get some glass ones, and it doesn't really matter for the most part. Some are dishwasher safe, some aren't, and that's usually the difference in materials. Some can go in a microwave, like if you need to melt butter or something like that. Some can't. But overall, glass liquid measuring cup measures molasses the same as a plastic one does. And a stainless steel dry measuring cup will measure sugar the same as a plastic one. Comes down to personal preference, but as long as you use the correct measuring tool for the correct item, your recipes will come out great.